You know, for decades, when you heard the words space race, you thought of one thing, right? Superpowers, national prestige. But what's happening now is a totally different kind of race. This one isn't just about planting flags, it's about building an entire economy up there. And it's being driven by a whole new breed of commercial pioneers.
And the scale of this new economy is just staggering. Take a look at this in number. By 2035, the whole thing is projected to be worth 1.8 times trillion dollars. I mean, that's triple what it's worth today, and it's already huge.
So that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. What does this new economy actually look like? Who's building it? And what does it all mean for the future? It's like a new gold rush happening right over our heads, and we're going to map it all out for you.
All right, let's dive into our first section, the trillion-dollar frontier. And really, to get a handle on where this is all going, you have to see just how fast things have changed to get us to this point.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It really shows you the insane pace of all this. The whole thing kind of got started back in 2002, with companies like SpaceX trying to make getting to space cheaper. And for a while, it was, steady progress. But then, boom, look at the last year. A 50% jump in the amount of stuff we launched into orbit in one single year. That's the explosion that's taking us from a $600 billion market now to that mind-blowing $1.8 trillion.
Okay, so what is all this stuff? What makes up this booming economy? Because it's way more than just rockets and astronauts. So in our next section, let's actually map it out, from what's happening right above Earth to the new businesses taking shape around the moon.
Okay, check out this chart because it's super revealing. It shows exactly where the money is. I mean, satellite communication, think global internet from space, is set to more than double. And right next to it, Earth observation, which is the business of watching our own planet, is also set to double. These two things, they're basically the bedrock of this whole new space economy.
So let's just make sure we're on the same page with that term, Earth observation. Basically, it's just using a whole bunch of satellites to take super high-def pictures of our planet, like all the time. And that data, it's gold for everyone from farmers checking crops to governments monitoring, well, just about everything.
So who's buying all this data? Well, right now, as you can see, North America is the biggest customer by a long shot. We're talking almost half the market. But you're going to want to keep an eye on Asia. They're expected to really ramp up their spending and build out their own capabilities over the next decade. And look, these huge numbers aren't just pie-in-the-sky projections. Real companies are out there right now building this future. So for our third section, let's actually meet a few of these trailblazers. So you can basically break down this new frontier into two main camps. First, you've got the eyes on Earth companies, the ones generating all that data we just talked about. Then you've got the gateway to the moon companies. These are the guys building the infrastructure, the delivery services, basically all the logistics for our return to the moon. And this is a perfect example of that first niche. This is Planet Labs. And honestly, the best way to think about them is to imagine a Google Earth that updates every single day, feeding fresh intelligence to businesses and governments. And the scale here is just wild. We're talking over 200 satellites scanning the planet for huge clients. But get this, and this is the crazy part. Even with all that, they've only captured less than 1% of the total market they could be serving. It just shows you how new this all is. The potential for growth is, well, it's astronomical. And yeah, you better believe investors have noticed. Their stock shot up an incredible 658% in the last year alone. That tells you everything you need to know about the confidence in this sector. Okay, so Planet Labs is focused on Earth, but our next company, they're looking way, way further out. Let's talk about the moon. And the absolute best way to think about intuitive machines is as a lunar Uber. Seriously, a delivery service for the moon. And this is really where you see how different this new space race is. Intuitive Machines isn't a government agency. They're a commercial partner for NASA, handling critical deliveries of science equipment. And just recently, they pulled off the first U.S. moon landing in over 50 years. Think about that. Something only superpowers could do is now being done by a private company. It's proof that this new commercial model for space exploration is here to stay.
All right, and of course, we can't have this conversation without talking about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, SpaceX. I mean, this is the company that completely changed the game, that rewrote the rules for how you even get to space.
I mean, the list of what they've done is just legendary, right? You've got Starlink blanketing the globe with internet. They were the first private company to fly astronauts to the ISS. Now they're getting deep into AI and might even go public soon. SpaceX isn't just a rocket company anymore. They're a full-blown, vertically integrated space titan. Okay, so we've got this incredible new commercial engine just firing on all cylinders. So for our final section, let's zoom out and ask, what does all this mean for us, for the future of humanity in space? And you can already see the next wave of innovations starting to form. First, as it gets cheaper to go, space tourism is about to take off. All that traffic is going to be managed by AI, which will make missions way smarter. That, in turn, creates a whole new market for services in orbit, like repairing satellites. And of course, with all this new stuff up there, we're going to desperately need ways to clean up all the space junk. I mean, just look at tourism. Today, it's maybe an $830 million market. But in less than a decade, it's projected to be a $5 billion industry. That's the power of reusable rockets. They're finally making space travel a real possibility for more than just a handful of astronauts. And you know what the secret sauce is behind a lot of this? It's AI. Think about it. When you have thousands of new satellites, you can't have humans managing them all. You need AI. When you have a fire hose of data coming down, you need AI to make sense of it. It's really the invisible engine powering this entire new economy. And all of this incredible progress, it all leads to one big final question. For basically all of history, governments made the rules in space. But for the first time, the most powerful players are private companies. So as this brand new trillion-dollar economy comes to life over our heads, you have to ask, in this new commercial frontier, who gets to write the rules?